been completely shut off. There is no fuel in this at all. Pumping the gas.
But gee, Dave,
I think it's out of fuel.
I don't think there was any in there to begin with.
I think you could be right.
In fact, I think your damn tank is empty. Camera on the vessel.
And the vessel is on and producing hydrogen gas as we speak. It does require a couple of moments to get up to the required pressure, but again, that's because we have a prototype.
As you can see, we're drawing about 50 amps, and our pressure is starting to rise.
We're fine, thanks.
Okay, I think we've got enough. Go ahead and start it, Dave.
Running a little low.
Oh my!
Well, it started right up.
Hey.
Well, drop it down.
Basically, you see the battery isolator that separates the deep cell battery from the vehicle battery. Now that our alternator's running, our pressure's going to build up. Yes, our fuel is completely off. We're running on just totally hydrogen. I'm going to go ahead and button the hatches here. See our little pulse wave modulator over there just doing its thing. Hopefully. There we go. Again, the vessel. Looking good, silly good. Okay, now we're going to go for a little drive.
You want to wait till it gets up to more pressure?
Oh,
Be showing the gauge.
now we've got a lot of inter-annular space since we dumped the water.
I don't think I filled it quite as much as I should have.
That's all right. It'll work. It'll work. Okay, please take note that we had a whole bunch more space than we normally work with because we've been messing with our vessel. That's just trying to. We had to take a sample of the electrolyte to make sure that we don't have any contaminants, like we have some foreign metal in our 316L, stainless steel, all those little things. We're trying to do this as laboratory-like as our finances permit. We should be fully funded in the next 3 weeks.
Oh, yes,
so you can expect a whole lot of good things from us. Like I say, this is shareware. We're doing this for nothing, just for the planet, for our grandchildren, and so our children can stop dying for stupid oil.
Now, if you're listening, if you can hear it, it sounds a little different than it does with the gasoline, and that's probably because our timing's not perfect, but our ability to move the vehicle without any gasoline is what we're talking about. Our ability to produce enough HHO to power a full-size vehicle, your generator, your coal-fired power plant, whatever it is the application is going to be drawn for. We're producing more HHO gas than anyone else in the world.
Then we have proper measurements for. In fact, now our poor little 120 cubic feet per hour meter pegs as soon as we run it up to 30 psi, which is what you're supposed to run it at, and we just overwhelm it. So we really don't know where we're at. When we get down to the production unit where we can pull this one out and dissect it and find out where we're at, things are going to be a lot different. As you can see, as she heats up, we gained a little amperage. Now, we did have a problem with our pulse wave modulator. A little screw fell out of the heatsink, shorted out part of the board. Basically, the frequency stayed put, but we lost our voltage adjustment or gain adjustment for our carrier weight. So what we've done is we've adjusted. Basically, we're almost pure water in the vessel, no potassium hydroxide, and we're still pulling almost 70 amps, which is a little harsh. Now, we do get better production at 3 volts at 55 amps than we do at 70 amps at 10 volts. Now, the only reason that we're going back and we're doing this video is all for all you skeptics. We're not out here to sell something to you. We're not out here to cheat you out of anything. We're just trying to help you with your projects. We stumbled across the things that help us. We posted them on the website, and anybody that has any aptitude whatsoever as far as hand tools, electrically, and what have you, should be able to put one together that operates. The more people we get out there with these units that are working, the better off we're all going to be. Because believe me, I haven't felt safe lately. Have you, Dave?
Not at all. The men in black are a real concern for anybody who is doing this for capitalistic reasons, which is where we're moving to next. So this is all free and shareware now, But the idea is we'd like to perfect this, and we'd like to move it into production for vehicles, for home, for machines, for power plants, for any application that's currently abusing fossil fuels. We'd like to eliminate that and start using the most abundant the natural resources in the world, hydrogen.
So right, so we've seen this stuff, some amazing stuff. You've seen the evidence. You know, it's up to you to judge for yourselves, of course. How is it covered up? Why, oh why, would anyone want to cover up cheap energy sources? How can it be covered up? Surely it's just a tinfoil hat, crazy whack job conspiracy theory. I tried to get all the words in there that, you know, there's probably a few more. I tried to get them in that sentence. I mean, these points have already been made by some of the people you've seen tonight. Biggest global industry of all. Oil, gas, coal mining and prospecting are huge, expensive operations. Vested interests are enormous. Everyone needs energy, even the governments need energy, everyone needs energy. Even medium to large scale use of more conventional technologies such as a basic electric car running on conventional battery technology seem to have been terminated as early as possible. You can watch a film called Who Killed the Electric Car, which is about that. It's simply an electric car, it runs on ordinary batteries, nothing of this electrolysis technology. And this is another aspect. Let me just play this clip from Malov, this short clip. He was
the academic government complex, not the military-industrial complex, as much as the academic government complex is against new scientific ideas that threaten the foundations of their work. And they, no matter how many papers are published, I don't care whether they're on the internet or not on the internet or where they are, the establishment academic government complex is brain dead.
I mean, why can't they open their arms and say, this is exciting, let's try it, let's experiment, and let's jump in it?
Well, it's remarkable. I must tell you, George, 15 years, almost 15 years now, after that fateful day of March 23rd, 1989, I continue to evolve in my understanding of the emotional and psychological and intellectual armoring, to borrow a term from the famous Wilhelm Reich, that scientists have. It's astounding. One physicist at MIT, whose name is Dr. Hermann Feshbach, one of the world's foremost nuclear physics people. Now he's deceased. But at MIT, as I was finishing up my time there as a senior person in the MIT News office as a science journalist, he had played a role in getting rid of a major article of mine that was going to appear in the MIT magazine, a very influential magazine called Technology Review. It's on newsstands all over the place. He said to me, I've had 50 years of experience in nuclear physics, and I know what's possible and what's not possible. And then that was it. That was his total statement, which I would cite forever as a statement, a kind of statement that should never come out of the mouth of any person who considers themselves a legitimate scientist. They're not a scientist if they say, based on previous knowledge and theory that I have, I know for all time what is possible and what's not. That's obviously crazy.
So again, that's the attitude in the academic establishment, even now. Keeping tabs on free energy research. Now, if you're listening carefully, I'm going to play a bit of the Bruce De Palma clip again because of this. CIA operates through various innocent-looking fronts to find out what people are thinking and what they're inventing. Now, what's more innocent than a benign institute founded on transcendental principles to help New Age inventors bring free energy into the world? That's what Bruce De Palma said. So, in other words, he knew how the cover-up was working. Note, if free energy technology was not real, these operations would not be needed. And the guy he mentioned in that clip, I'm just going to speak.
Edgar J. Mitchell, an Apollo mission astronaut, founded the Noetics Institute in Southern California. The Institute's charter was supposedly to develop alternative energy systems by attracting inventors from all over the country. Mitchell became extremely interested in De Palma's end machine. He made De Palma a paltry offer to buy out the invention, which De Palma naturally refused.
He said to me that if I ever tried anything on my own in California, I would get my head blown off. So I was scared to death. The CIA operates through various very innocent-looking fronts to find out what people are thinking and what they're inventing. Now, what's more innocent than a benign institute founded on transcendental principles to help New Age inventors bring free energy into the world?
Edgar Mitchell, eh? His name comes up again and again, doesn't it? Institute of Noetic Sciences. I know people who saw the Roswell bodies. What better person to attract the people out of the woodwork so that you can keep tabs on them? Now, I had to write an article about this because Seize Power was founded by Stephen Greer. Stephen Greer was one of his free energy initiatives which came out of the Disclosure Project in 2001. Sounds great. Use secrets known about UFO tech to find, develop and market energy technologies which will either fuel us over unity or etc. Output more energy than they consume. Website was seizepower.com, created in September 2001. Contained, for example, an agreement for inventors to sign if they had a device they wanted to develop and market. So he was putting himself forward as, you know, a place to go and take your device. And you could go and read this. It's still you'll still find it, I think. Now, I became suspicious about this in 2007 because he relaunched something called Aero 2012, and I found from the two websites, this was Seize Power and this was Aero 2012. It just copied the two websites. They were exactly the same. Same declaration, same articles, everything was the same. He'd spent 7 years attracting investment, and after 6 years rather. After 6 years, he had nothing on the website, no details about any projects that had been done under Seize Power, no discussion of how any of them had failed or been successful, nothing. I've got a full article about this on my website. It's called Something in the Aero. And he posted this 2-hour presentation and blah, blah, blah. And he said that people in this presentation were going to talk about their free energy technologies. All you see in this video is him. There's nothing. He basically had nothing out of this 6 years of research. Nothing came out of it. And then he started the Project Orion. And this guy's been involved, Tom Bearden, as well. He's also talked about scalar technology and weather modification. So Stephen Greer and Tom Bearden and a few others are involved in the management of the cover-up. They're giving you bits and pieces of stuff, but these people are involved in the they look like good guys, but if you do your research, you'll find that actually they're managing the cover-up. That's what they're doing. So deaths related to free energy research, one of the other parts of the cover-up. Wilhelm Reich found hanged in his prison cell. Bruce De Palma, 1997, we'll come on to that in a bit more in a minute. Stan Mayer, I think I've got a bit more about him on the next slide. March 21st, 1998, Eugene Malov, May 2004. James Black, August 1st, 2003. He was a 1988 Nobel laureate for medicine. He attempted to sue US Canadian governments over their actions against John Hutchison's research. So he stood up for John Hutchison's research and tried to get it more taken on board by serious scientific establishment. He ended up dead as a possible heart attack. Ari M. de Geers, November 11, 2007. Self-powering battery, slumped in his car, totally unresponsive, and that's in Charlotte, which is in North Carolina. Michael Zabur, he was the nephew of William Zabur, who worked with Malov. He was murdered March 19, 2006. He was working with Dr. Judy Wood on the 9/11 research, which has the energy connection. De Palma's death in New Zealand in October 1997 put an end to his most ambitious free energy project and occurred only weeks prior to the official testing of a device constructed during 6 months in an Auckland workshop. Same with Malov, he was going to Congress with some stuff apparently. test was attended by, among others, the project's financial backer Bruce Bornholt, prominent Wellington barrister, as well as the pioneer and developer of the Adams motor, Robert Adams, now deceased, who observed the operation and measured the electrical output from the M machine. The test demonstrated no over-unity potential of the M machine. Most of the output energy was lost to heat, and the project was abandoned. So they say. So these people all turn up dead. That's the pattern. So that's, you know, there's no better way of covering these things up than killing people, because not only are you stopping their knowledge from getting out, you're discouraging others from following in their footsteps, obviously. Basically, it appears that Stan Meyer was poisoned. You can read about that. I'm not going to read all that text out, but he was poisoned after a business meeting at a restaurant. Went into the parking lot, was sick, dropped dead of an embolism. So how do we get access to free energy devices? Stanley Meyer and many others, always the same story. The Pentagon wants to see your idea, tell you how they would like to use your invention. You demonstrate your device, proving it to them that it works, then they block all of your efforts and you end up killing you. Simple as that. Easy strategy, really, if you've got no conscience. The only way to get a free energy device out to the public is to forget about patents, distribute it underground, sell it to EV enthusiasts, and with plans and encourage them to travel around and do as you are. Then you can have created a non-interlinked underground distribution system that will spread to the general populace, and it will spread like wildfire. It will be unstoppable. That is really the only way you're going to do it. Something like that. I agree with this guy. That's on a YouTube video. I picked that up, a very good succinct description. And then, of course, the other thing which nobody talks about apart from me and Judy Wood and John Hutchison occasionally, if you can persuade him, nobody will talk about this. The other reason is all this stuff, the military-industrial complex, they already know everything about it. They know all about Stan Meyer's stuff, cold fusion, everything. They know it. We know that they know it. It's not just a theory, because this is what they did with it, and they did it on 9/11. This is why it's so important that people understand what happened on 9/11, and they don't just talk about thermite, and they don't just talk about put options. Just look at what happened. Look at the pictures. You can see this stuff has been weaponised. That's what was left. I mean, I know I've done this before, but I'm going to keep doing it until more people start talking about it. I've been talking about this for almost 3 years now. No one else will talk about it. No one. That's what happened to the buildings. That's Building 7. Taken before 5:20 in the evening. Where did the buildings go, everyone? They were destroyed with this technology. Infinite energy was brought to bear on those buildings. That's why they disappeared so quickly and so completely. It's free energy technology. Unburned paper littered the streets. No heat. No heat in John Hutchison's experiment. No heat in Stan Meyer's experiment, remember? No heat. No heat in the destruction of the World Trade Center. Dust. Cars. Heat. No heat. That's actually not heat. It looks like heat, but that proves it wasn't heat. It's free energy technology. It was used on 9/11. Burning cars. Unburned paper. You put a piece of paper next to a campfire a few inches away, it's going to catch light, or at least char and burn. Not so there. These are not conventional chemical fires. This is some type of nuclear fire. So what the truth is, what we've got to wake up and realise, and what people have got to start telling everyone else, is that we're hostages to the technology that I've just shown you the clips of that was used on 9/11. And I think we've got is a mindset has been created. A large part of the cover-up has been the creation of a mindset view which says free energy systems are impossible, especially in science, which of course dictates our reality. To everyone else, once the mindset has been created, the cover-up is easy, because the majority of people automatically reject any evidence. Whatever it is that you show them, they will say, well, that can't be right, that cannot be real. And you've seen this over and over again in these clips. The mindset creates reality. We don't have large-scale use of free energy technology, even though we know it is possible, because enough people don't believe it. We just accept what authority says. Now, I'm going to finish up with this clip. It's from about this. I have to wonder about this film. It's from They Live. I hope you've seen this, but if not, it's a really interesting film to watch. The plot revolves around a guy who turns up in a city looking for work. He meets up with an independent community, like a sort of hippie-type community. And they are fighting the tyranny that they see around them in society. This guy finds some sunglasses in a box, and when he wears them, he can see things as they really are. He looks around with the glasses on, and he sees billboards saying, eat, consume, reproduce. He also sees some people as aliens when he has the glasses on, but some people are ordinary humans. And this clip is near the end of the film. You can watch this film.
Our projections show that by the year 2025, not only America, but the entire planet will be under the protection and the dominion of this power alliance. The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite. You have given us entree to the resources we need in our ongoing quest for multidimensional expansion. And in return, the per capita income of each of you here tonight has grown, and this year alone, by an average 39%. And I've just received word that our forces have won a major victory. The underground terrorist network has been destroyed here on the West Coast. We are off crisis alert. The situation is normal again.
How you doing, boys? I didn't know you'd been recruited. Welcome aboard.
Earth is our stepping stone for a
You know you boys really should have dressed for the party now you can afford it. I gotta tell you, I sure am proud to be here. You seen the whole place?
I haven't had a chance to yet.
Come on, I'll show you around. You know, I knew me and you had a lot in common. First time we met.
Money isn't the nicest thing in life.
Hey, waiter.
The only thing.
Thank you, buddy.
Excuse me. Where the hell are we?
Backstage at the show, boys. I'll admit it is a little funky, but it serves its purpose. How'd you get here? Use one of these little portable jobs? I know we ain't supposed to use them except in cases of emergency, but they're so much fun. Now, you think that's something? Take a look at this. Go on, take a closer look.
Attention commuters. Flight Alpha 7 to Andromeda is now ready for boarding. Please step to the transmission platform.
That's where they come from.
All carry-on luggage must be held securely. Thank you for waiting, and we hope you have a pleasant trip.
How it works exactly, but it has to do with some sort of gravitational lens deal, bending a light or some damn thing. But you can move from place to place, world to world if you want to. You see, the whole thing, it works like one big airport. Boys, let me tell you, they got their act together. Believe you me.
I think that is indicative of the sort of technology these people actually have got. And we are really hostages to all of that. All of it. So if you want to watch the film, it's very, very interesting. But that's basically it. I've come to the end. Those are some of the websites that I used. There's loads of stuff out there, as you know. I'll say I've got a couple of the Cold Fusion booklets left and whatnot. But I'd like to, again, to thank you all for listening and you know, hopefully it's raised some awareness of certain issues. Hopefully there was something new for everyone tonight, even those that are familiar with the topic in general. I do hope that I've managed to put some interesting stuff together for you. So again, thanks for listening.